Hey, how's it going, guys? It is Fox98 here. Welcome back to a brand new episode of our Road to Mercedes, episode number 17 here for the Mexican Grand Prix. If you guys end up enjoying today's video, feel free to drop it a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well, as it obviously really helps myself out and it also gets the algorithm going. So subscribe and like, do all that cool stuff. As you can see though, as we get into today's video, we are, where are we in the championship standings? Here we are. We are on 104 points, and we are 6th in the championship, pretty much cementing P6 in the championship, which is absolutely awesome. And I'm going to need to go ahead and change some of these PU components. In fact, I probably can't change any of them. I could apply the energy store on the control electronics there in time for practice. But if we go over to the objective screen right now, here you can pretty much get an update of where we are with the objectives. So these are our long-term objectives. So these are the objectives that we set ourselves from the start of the season to complete by the end of the season. We've completed everything, but obviously finished 8th in the Constructors. I mean, at the moment, obviously, we're currently 6th in the Constructors, but 8th is Alpine on 14 points, and I don't see us losing that many points. But obviously, it is still up for question. But beat Russell in the qualifying head-to-head. We're currently 14-2 up, so there's no chance Russell can actually beat us anymore. Get into Q3 3 times. Our toughest objective, we've managed to do that. We did it at the Belgian Grand Prix, the Russian Grand Prix, and the Singapore Grand Prix. Get out of Q1 7 times. We've managed to do that 7 out of 7. Finish 8th in the Constructors and achieve a top 7 finish. Of course, we've done all of that. So pretty much we're in good shape. We're going to be getting ourselves a driver, Aston Martin, for next season. But let's get straight into this weekend. That's a very, very good lap. Jesus Christ, only a 10th of a second behind Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Oh, wow. That's a super lap that we've just put in there. I wonder if Mexico is an easy track again for the player. It was last year. We might only have to do one run here to get out of Q1.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session.
Perfect. Great lap there in Q1. And I think on the steering wheel there, it says P12. So it does, because I can see it from that angle there. So we're out of Q1, which is awesome. And we got ourselves into Q2, which is brilliant. Really happy with that. And I don't really care about the prestige stuff. It doesn't make a difference to me. There it is then. Only 8 tenths of a second off of pole position. Of course, I know that lap times are going to really ramp up. So we take it with a pinch of salt, obviously. But it's very promising, actually. We're very, very quick around here. Unfortunately for Russell, that gets knocked out. Also Stroll getting knocked out in the Aston Martin, which doesn't give me good hope considering I'm transferring to Aston Martin for next season. But nonetheless, though, we are through into Q2 and we can carry on. Seeing if we can try and get through into Q3. It'll be very difficult, though, to consider it, but we'll obviously give it our best shot. First lap in the bank. Not a brilliant lap, obviously. We're on a used set of soft tyres to complete that lap, but gives us a nice reference point. Cross the line then. Good lap, that one. Felt really nice, actually, to drive that, but we'll see if that's enough to get us through into Q3, and from then on in, we can try and go for pole, or we just go straight to the race. I don't know. Huh? Wait, what? Like, that lap wasn't even anything special. How the fuck is that second? I didn't even find that lap special. I just sort of, well, it just felt nice. I knew I was up on the Sainz's time in the middle sector by 2 or 3 tenths. Where's that come from? I've shocked myself here. Oh, do you know what? I'm taking it. I'm not even that. I'll take it. I mean, in fairness to myself, I had literally cut every single corner too much on that lap, so I mean, luckily this was a used set of tyres, I've still got another set to use, so... Just means I don't have a banker now as a reference point, which kind of sucks. There we go then. Across the start-finish line for qualifying there. We certainly found some pace on that last lap, obviously compared to the other lap in there. It was, yeah, well, one of those normal things. Where's that going to put us, though, in terms of qualifying? I'd be kind of interested.
Qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three: Hamilton, Bottas, and Thomas.
I've actually just qualified third.
We'll be back
Oh,
tomorrow
Jesus
as we
Christ.
head into the Grand Prix.
How has that just happened? I'm genuinely, I have no words to describe that. That should... I genuinely am speechless. I set a 1 minute 13.2, I think it was, in Q2. We've gone into Q3. The Mercs have improved to a 12.5. I've done a 12.6. And I actually made a mistake in the stadium section as well. I actually can't believe I might have been on pole in a Mexican Grand Prix in a fucking Williams. This track is bare good for the players. I like that. I like it a lot. Yeah, up yours, Stroll. I beat you.
Welcome along to the most populous city in North America, and home now to the Mexico City Grand Prix. It's a sellout crowd as usual here at one of the shortest circuits on the Formula One calendar. So who, I wonder, will the crowd cheer on today to the top step of the podium? We're a long way above sea level here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling issues for the cars. Make their way around this 2.617 corners with tops 20 miles per hour. And watch out for potential overtaking into turns 1 and 4. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Let's have a chat about McLaren. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Thomas, Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen, Vettel, Perez, Norris and Pierre Gasly, Tsunoda, Sainz, Kimi Raikkonen and Stroll, Giovinazzi, Fernando Alonso, they've taken a grid penalty, George Russell and Nikita Mazepin, Ocon and Mick Schumacher. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right, we are here then on the grid to start the Mexican Grand Prix in some fashion. We're actually in this position, but we are. So we're going to do soft mediums, that is the strategy. And we are behind the Mercedes on P3, which is normally a godsend of a starting position. So here we go then. 5 red lights are now on. What a start versus Bottas, who's had a stinker. Surprise Codemasters managed to program that into the game properly. Lewis much quicker in a straight line, mind. Jesus. I'm using all my ERS here. I'm happy to tuck in behind. I don't think I'll be racing them. Bottas is right up my trumpet. Okay, Bottas has got tremendous pace. I'm still going to defend it though. Don't know why, but I did. Gone wide. I think Verstappen's got damage. He probably does because Ricciardo's just passed him. First lap though, Hamilton blasts clear. As for me, I'm not going to defend against Bottas here on the straight. There's just no point. So we're going to let him through. Leclerc we can just, well, try and deal with, but I'm not really sure. I think the qualifying pace was a little bit too, I don't know, just unnatural, that's the word.
Okay, the incident has been cleared. Let's get
There's a yellow flag behind. Not sure who it's for. We'll get an information on it. There it is, Fernando Alonso. Speaking of our race though, Fernando's out of it. We're still holding on to DRS and Bottas. Leclerc is right behind me, mind. And he fancies a run at me if I make an error, so Short and short, don't make an error. That's a good exit. I'm just following Bottas right now. I'm quite comfortable to do that. Okay, that's my impetus then. Valtteri pits. So I'm actually going to stay out for one more lap and try to basically overcut him. Whether this will work or not is another matter, but I'm hoping he just gets held in the pits a little bit and we have a good in lap. Right, here we go then. Box, box, box. And let's see if we can come out anywhere close to Valtteri Bottas, or if we've messed up the end. He's actually stuck behind the Alfa Romeo, so I can see it on the map there. Let's see if we can get a good stop in. It's a nice stop from us. Are we going to get the overcut, sorry? I think we've done it. I think we've clearly done it here. Valtteri's still stuck behind both the Alfa Romeos, look behind. And also, Charles Leclerc's going to be as well. Oh, we've overcut Bottas. Let's go. Perfect stuff. And they're going to be stuck behind Raikkonen now for a couple of laps. So that overcut lap was perfect. Oh, I've gone wide. That's fine though. Absolutely brilliant there. As Bottas is fighting away and he's lost the position. Raikkonen on the hards, still holding him up. Got a yellow flag. It's for Giovinazzi, I think. That's a bit annoying. I needed Giovinazzi to hold up Valtteri. And I think he's just done a ball ache on me. What's he done? Don't tell me he spun it through. I literally needed you to hold up Valtteri Bottas for all that lap, because he'll start closing me down again. And you've gone and done that, you pillock.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
Jeff, Lewis Hamilton just pulled a second out of me on that lap. Are you drunk? Or have the Mexicans given you some crack? Well, there it is. Hamilton wins the Mexican Grand Prix. But for us, though, we've been brilliant all weekend long. And it's a fantastic P2. Again.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Right, so here are the full race results then after the Mexican Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton wins the Mexican Grand Prix ahead of ourselves. Then it is Bottas in third ahead of Leclerc. The two McLarens of Ricciardo and Norris headed by the two AlphaTauris of Gasly and Tsunoda. Sergio Perez next for Red Bull in ninth, and then Sainz in 10th with Stroll, Ocon, Raikkonen, Russell, Vettel, Schumacher, Mazepin, Giovinazzi, Verstappen with the fastest lap, but he pitted for the soft tyres obviously to fix his front wing, and Alonso was the only DNF from that race. But as you can see, all in all actually, yeah, we had some sensational pace all weekend long. And I didn't expect it, but we got it, and I'm pleased. And for those that will say in the comments, your difficulty is too low, I genuinely am not bothered, because as long as I'm having fun, that's the main thing. But as you can see though, Hamilton was 0.6 faster in his fastest lap. Bottas was 0.3 quicker than us. Even Gasly was the 10th faster than us, so I think in the race train, the Mercedes were definitely way too fast for us. Leclerc was actually incredibly quick, but we just played our cards brilliantly and did the overcut to get Bottas in the Drivers' Championship. Hamilton is ahead of Bottas by 74 points with 3 races to go, so Lewis can wrap that up in the next race. Norris is in front of Ricciardo, Verstappen, and then it's Leclerc. We're now in 7th in the championship with Sergio Perez on 102 points. So maybe we could try and stay in 7th in the championship. We'll have to wait and see. Vettel is 8th in the championship. 9th, in the championship. Sainz in 10th. Constructors' Championship. Everything remains the same. Mercedes are in front of McLaren. Then it is Red Bull in 3rd ahead of Ferrari. Aston Martin are 5th. We are then 6th. 16 points behind Aston Martin with just 3 races to go. We have a shout at 5th in the Constructors, but we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. But with that being said and done, let's get back into the laptop and keep working on the Williams. Right, so we are back then on the laptop and we are ready for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. But before we get into that, I forgot it's not the Brazilian Grand Prix anymore, it's the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. I want to make some upgrades to the aerodynamics, and I want to go for a rear downforce upgrade to the Halo, which will arrive for the Australian Grand Prix, so same time actually as the other one there. So we'll pop that onto the car. Is there anything else that we can do? That's discounted, but we don't have enough. Do we have anything for the weight reduction? We do, but we don't have enough. We don't have enough to do the roll dampers. Don't have enough for that. Don't have enough for that. I don't have enough for anything else. Right, so we'll just save the resource points then. Unless, we could do something with the IC. Durability, maybe. How long does that take to come onto the car? Same amount of time? Yeah, we'll chuck on an IC upgrade. Why not? Give a bit more durability onto the car. And that is going to suit us nicely for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, which is coming up next. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, feel free to drop the video a like, subscribe if you are new around here as well. And I will see you guys next time for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Take care all. Peace.